Hey everyone, it's your homeboy Jonah, aka Electropolitan, and this is a P+ overview of everything audio related. So let's begin. This is the P+ main folder, so we're going to open up the Project Plus folder. PF, let's go down to sound. As STRM is where all your music files themselves are held, and the track list is where, or how they're sorted in game. Now firstly I should clarify, if you are using Dolphin, and you use NetPlay, the person you're playing with has to have the exact same set of files as you do. So if you adjust like a single value, they have to have the exact same value changed. If you're doing offline Dolphin, you're fine. If you're doing Wii, you're fine. So let's begin. You're going to need a Brawl crate to use this stuff. So I can open up anything here. That file there, and yeah, so let's dive in. So this is the Melee Battlefield track list, and pay attention to a few values here. So some of the songs I can preview, like Multi-Man Melee 2, but I can't do the first one, and that's because the first one is the default Brawl one, and the second one is what P+ added. P+ added all of these songs. It's a Tunnel Scene default Brawl song, so I can't add it or play it. Now if I wanted to add more Brawl songs to any stage, really, I would need this website, which kind of converts what to what. I can see the track lists really easily. I can preview them in game and all that. Check them out on YouTube. But let's say I wanted, I'll use Control F and type in Big Blue. I wanted Big Blue. I would copy the song ID, and I could just, well, let's say I wanted to get rid of this one. I could just do that, and that's it. Big Blue would be made. I would just have to rename this. Big Blue, excuse me. And that would be that. It's that easy. If I wanted to do a new one, of course, just Control J. Big Blue 2. I could just paste it in again. And, paste in something else. Whatever I wanted from Brawl, let's say. But if I wanted to add some new songs, which I'm sure most of you are interested in, let's discuss that. So I would just do Control J. Or let's say we wanted an entirely new track list. So how would I do that? Go to the track list. I'll use this as the base. I can use anything as a base, really. I'll make a new track list for the Lunar Battlefield. So yeah, I just copied it. Okay, delete all that, and I can save that. Let me minimize this. Okay. Now STRM folder, and let's say I wanted a Star Fox song. I'll do Control J here. And yeah, this one's pretty good. Star Fox 2. And here I would just type in Star Fox. I don't think the capitalization matters, but I like to do it anyway. You just press enter with backspace in the center. So the left is what you're going to see in game, and the right is just so we can find it. Preview it, test out the loop. Sounds good. I can make as many songs as I want. I think the cap is 255, so go crazy. And it doesn't have to be exclusive to a single folder here. I could do Metroid. Let's say I wanted the Mother Brain theme. Just copy that, paste that there, type it in here, Metroid. And that's that. Yeah. Place it out, sounds good. Yeah, as you can see here, there's this goes up every time. And that's just like the internal value. I'll say I made another one. There's silence. Yeah, it's going to automatically go to O2, which is awesome because originally it didn't do that. So like every update, this just gets easier and easier. Now next, let's discuss frequency and volume, which is pretty self-explanatory, but just in case. Volume, how loud it is in game. Frequency, how often it appears in game, with I believe 80 being the maximum, 0 is never going to appear. Volume is volume. I believe 127 is the maximum. But yeah, I usually like to go in like every 5 or so units, maybe 10 units. Don't want to go too crazy. Song delay, this is in frames. This is, the delay before a song would happen. When someone gets to their last stock, or if someone gets to like 100% in stamina, or if the timer runs to a certain number value, the song is going to change. As you can see here, it's like a snake B. So for Mario Kart and F-Zero GX, the final lap themes are different. Mario Kart sped up. Oh, get out of here. Mario Kart sped up. F-Zero GX, they add instruments like a guitar solo, or just the song is more intense. It's really hype. So you can now do that in P+, and it's awesome. It's so cool. Yeah, so this goes in frames. So this is the equivalent of a minute it'll play in games. You know, normally an 8-minute game goes down to 1 minute. The song is going to change, unless, I mean, you know, by then I would think, and I would hope, someone's down to their last stock. But just in case, if you want 30 seconds, it'll be 1,800. But I think 3,600 is a pretty good middle ground. Of course, you could disable this, and you could hide music from the track list, and you can't adjust the volume of the B songs. So you would have to do that in another program, which I can link in the description. You can preview these. You can check out the sample rate, which you can also adjust in another program. Sample rate is like the quality of the song. Yeah, that's the default one. There's a sped up one, or some instruments added. I believe that's about it. And yeah, you can categorize stuff like this. You can make your own folders, maybe an EDM folder, and add some of your own BRSTM files. Whatever you want. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. So now we have the Battlefield Lunar tracklist, let's say. I don't think I saved it. Yeah, let's say I saved it. So we're going to reroute. I'm going to stage folder. These are our stages here. So we see the Lunar Battlefield is R. So we're going to hold R on the controller, and it would trigger that. So we're going to open up the param file here and stage info. Oh, I guess I edited it in a previous version. So by default, this is going to be Battlefield. And so we just add, as you saw earlier, Lunar to match what we had here with the underscore and whatnot. And it'd be 1 for 1. Another example, this would be Melee, for example, or even the default. So Melee uses the Melee tracklist, so Battlefield Melee, and default Battlefield uses default tracklist. Okay, let's now discuss where to find BRSTM files. The easy answer is smashcustommusic.net. This is an archive of smashcustommusic.com. They have a whole bunch of songs, a whole bunch of loops. If you could just click anything, sure. Okay, we have one song here. We can preview it sometime, depending on if you have Firefox, Google Chrome, and JavaScript, all that. Download it. Here's Waves. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. A whole lot of songs here. These are a lot of older. Okay, you won't find newer games, like super new games, and you probably won't find very many fan-made remixes. So for that, you can go to YouTube, copy the URL, paste it into a converter, or yeah, I guess that's the only way to do that. Download that, get the MP3, and then loop it yourself, which I'll get to in a second. But you could also find mod packs such as my own, or there's a few others like Slap Happy. He has one, and yeah, I have plenty of songs that I've looped personally and discovered over the years. I've been doing this for a few years now. I've looped a lot of songs, like thousands. A lot of menu music as well. So that would be that. Now, how to loop your own music. Let's get to that. Alright, so I found a song I like on YouTube. I downloaded it using a converter, and now I opened it using Audacity, which I strongly recommend. It's easy, it's very simple, it's free. It's pretty great. So, first things first, we're going to delete this intro, because every MP3 file has a little intro like this, just dead noise. Might as well get rid of it. Start the game on like some hype music. Okay. It does look a little loud, so I am going to turn that down using Effect Amplify. Oh, okay. Select all that. Yeah, you can turn that down a little, maybe a little more, just in case, because you definitely don't want to go too loud in P+ or Brawl, but it's much better to go quiet than it is loud. It's easier to fix. You can also do that using this little slider here. Oh, come on. Okay. Either or is good. So, and then you can just, by studying the MP3, you can usually determine where things are. So this here looks very similar to this. Okay, that's 1 for 1 copy. So I can just take all this, remove it, and I'll export that, Control-Shift-E. Oh, you can also adjust the sample rate here. If you like 32K, if you want to save a little bit of space, if you want to go a little fancier, you can do 44.1K. So I'm going to export that. And Brawl Crate only takes waves in the 16-bit form. So I'm going to export that. Let's open up Brawl Crate. Okay, so now Brawl Crate's open. You're gonna loop it. If you're doing like a victory theme, you probably don't want to loop it. So, but for songs, you mostly want to loop it. Oh, I didn't do 4. Okay, whatever. Okay, so now let's hear what we got. I'm gonna zoom in, holding Control. Oh, you also want to change this to samples, because that's what Brawl Crate's gonna use. Go right there. So we try to go to the oh, I haven't seen this version of Audacity. You want to go to the transient, so I guess around there. That looks pretty good. Yeah, usually, yeah, you want to try to go for when the waveforms are in the center, and not so much when they're like at a. You don't want to go at a peak. You don't want to go up here or down there. You want to preferably go in the center. Okay, so that's point right there is that. So let's plug that in. Doesn't have to be exact, but the closer the better. Press enter, you can see it moved a little bit. That's the loop point. Let's look for the very similar one. Let's see it here. And we can see here, it looks just like it. I think it was right around here. Let's see. Okay, let's plug it in. Okay. Cool. And of course you could adjust this if you had to. Set new points with these. If you're more of like play it by ear rather than by eye. With this slider we can adjust what we hear on our computer speakers and not in game. Here, 1 minute. Okay, that's good. A little bit of extra stuff. Accented characters, as you can see here. Or here, and the correct way to spell Pokemon. That wouldn't work for the file name, but it would work for the in-game name. So you may have to adjust that accordingly. And I'm pretty sure the same works with like non-Latin letters and characters. That's one thing. Secondly, menu music is formatted a little bit differently in P+. So you normally it was like F000 and then went up. Menu music is going to be a little different where it has a 4 and goes up. Not necessary, but just to be sure that the same, like the ID doesn't like load over twice, then the stage song would continue playing for the menu. So to distance that, P+ made menu music way higher. You don't have to do that, but as a failsafe to not hear the stage music on the menu music. And thirdly, this is the Salty ReRoll function I'd like to talk about, which is a thing that Desiax made. And what it does is when you do a Salty Runback, LRA start, and Y, it would restart the match, stocks reset, people are spawning in 3, 2, 1, go. But this would also change the music. So, it's kind of like a little jukebox where you can re-roll for different music. So if you're doing a bunch of rematches, having hype set, don't want to go back to the menu, yeah, it's pretty amazing. I have a little guide down there. It's super simple to install. You just drag 2 folders in, and that'll be it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was nice and clear. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, please leave a comment. Please message me on Discord, and love to help you out. Thanks again, and take care.